All right. Thanks for tuning in to MTGNamebutcher. We will be going over my Deadpool, aka Lose Your Friends pool deck. And I wanted to set this up a little differently, but I don't quite have the space at the moment. And once we get 50 subscribers, I can do a live video. Until then, I cannot do live videos, so I must record. As you see, I went with the traditional red for Deadpool. Now, my Deadpool deck is a little different than you'll probably see across the board for anybody else's. I tried to build the meanest deck to do the most stuff as possible. So, we have some token creations. We have, pretty sure we have all these. We have bat tokens, we have mercenary, treasure tokens, food tokens, all the fun ones. We have vampire token creation. We even have orc army creation. Now this has goblin creation. So I did a bunch with this one. I built this deck specifically to make people mad at the games, but this stems from playing with some people who purposely play their CEDH at a casual commander deck. We didn't want to do that. I wanted to just be as mean as possible, and success. It's been a good one for this deck. Eventually I'll get a setup done for recording while we play games, but I'm currently working on that. I work 50 to 70 hours a week, so time is short. Alright, so this deck is based off of Deadpool. It's meant to bring Deadpool back as much as possible, like every other Deadpool deck. I have your basic Helm post in it, so when we have that out. But it's also land destruction. So we have land destruction in here. We have benefits for bringing in legendary creatures. So we have everyone's favorite Tinybones. Now we got Tinybones in here, cause issues for players. Got my nice Fallout lands in this one. And then we have graveyard retrievals. Quite a few of those in here. Specifically meant to sacrifice Deadpool and bring his ability in. And we got some token creation there. We got some artifacts theft here. Got a nice Unifinity land. And as I said, we got food creation. We have more graveyard retrieval on creatures. More retrieval. Keep it interesting. Oh, gotta add that nice Dragon Mountain in there. And then, of course, you can't have red and black without Rakdos. So we have muscle in here. We have Rakdos joins up. That's actually right here. The base off legendary creatures dying and coming into play. And we got a bunch of stuff in here. This is my squeezer in here also. Legendary creatures dying and coming back, causing triggers for the Rakdos joins up, Tinybones joins up. No maximum hand size, of course. Definitely got to have that. We got Saw in half, good one for, you know, cutting Deadpool in half. Yeah, one copy dies, but the ability still comes into play. Not going to show you every land, so. Got little Grievous Wounds. Got some Leyline of Punishment. And Chancellor of the Forge. When he comes in, if he's a new opening hand, you get tokens. And then when he comes in, you get more tokens. Got the good old Impact Tremors for tokens and everything else coming to play. Gotta have the Liliana Vess. Get searching. Gotta have SpongeBob Land. Why not? It's Deadpool. Now this deck, when it starts popping off, it starts pretty early, as you know. Most of my mana curve is pretty low. I want stuff to come out quick and fast. And reasonings to make people hate it. A good fun one there. Slaughter Games. And you got the Phyrexian Altar. For sacking most of those tokens we create. Red Sun Zenith for straight damage. Rush of the Dread. Keep them without their creatures. Brimstone Roundup. Cast 2 spells per turn. You're creating tokens. More Sacrificial Outlet. Consuming Corruption. Life Gain. Might not seem like the best thing, but it works good. Of course, we have to have the Master review. Just because I love this land. Swamp Mountain. Oops, gotta stop hitting that stand. Then we got Endgrass Rampage. Do some removal. And then we have a Goblin Tutor. Get that Immortal Squee out there as quick as possible. Sign of Darkness. So, like I said, this deck is very different than what most people probably have built or will build. But everything has a reason. Especially Squee the Immortal. Legendary creature for Raucous joins up. Activates that ability every time he comes in. Blood Artist for sacrificing. When it comes to sacrifice, our creature's dying. Akul the Unrepentant. There's Sacrifice Outlet. And to get something we want out on our hand on the board. Calling Torment. Just to peg a player for 1 life each upkeep. If Master of Cruelties, you know, why not get hit by a 1/4 that drops your opponent's life to 1? And of course, Squee Naboo. Legendary creature triggers. Great Train Heist. Second combat phase. So on. Annex, Hardening the Forge. Token creation. Works well with Squee. Vampire Nighthawk, which I'm actually going to change this out for the new Nighthawk. The new Quasari, I believe it is. That'll be a little bit more beneficial in this deck. And we got Raucous, Lord of Riots, you know, dealing damage, lowering the cost of creature spells. Once I'll reshuffle my entire deck because I'm separating everything. All right, we got Tinybones, other version, the Pickpocket. Stealing opponent's cards. Erebos. God of Dead. Opponents can't gain life. Card draw. Diabolical Tutor. It's a little higher cost tutor than, Vampiric. But it still does the job. Got a little blood crypt action in here too. More graveyard retrieval. And since we got it squeezed, why not throw in a Cranko? I think this is one of the only other ones that's legal. Might be one more Cranko that's legal in Commander. Forsaken Miner for, commit a crime and be able to return them. It's a little bit better than Gravecrawler because I don't have to have a bunch of zombies on the board. The most important card to have in the entire deck. Crucible of the Worlds. And we'll go over why in a moment. Bloodletter of Aclazotz. Cause opponents to lose twice life. Unstable Avarice. Search. And draw. Desolation. Now, many probably don't use this card. It hurts everybody, even yourself. Whenever you tap a mana, during your turn, you have to sacrifice one of your lands. And if it's a plains, it deals 2 damage. Now, in this deck, there's a fix for that. It just takes a few turns unless I get Proliferate. Aclazotz Deepest Betrayal. Cause discards, and I get to draw. I'll create tokens. Preacher of the Schism, just for creating tokens. Good old Ghost Lantern, which I don't really know if anyone uses this, but it's great for returning creatures from the graveyard. Then we have, of course, Arcane Signet. Why not go with Fallout? Everyone's favorite Sword of Wealth and Power. Token creation for treasures. We should be getting there shortly with almost the whole deck. There we go. Tinybones joins up. Play on legendary creatures. So you're causing your opponents to mill a card and lose a life. Every time you play a legendary. Liquid Shipment. Search library for a card, put it in your hand and shuffle. It's a high cost one, but you can sacrifice to make it easier. Then, of course, we have to have a game changer. Overwhelming Forces. Destroy all creatures target opponent controls. And then I get to draw. That's where the no maximum hand size comes into play. For our mana, well, where's it at? I haven't found it yet. There we go. Destructive Force. So Destructive Force destroys 5 land, deals 5 damage to each creature, so it's a board-wide game changer. Now, that's everyone's land. How do you combat when you destroy your own land? Well, I still got to put Kern's Bastion in this. I believe it is. But we have Replicate Ring. So 8 turns, we have 8 mana. Well, 9 mana. And so on. Every 8 turns, we create 8 more mana if the game lasts that long. Never does, but just in case. Then we have Fiery Emancipation. Restore. Triple the damage that you're dealing to your permanents or player. Why not Maha? Nice fun one just to have in there to reduce your enemy's overwhelming forces to 1. Then Liliana Dark Realms for, of course, Swamp Search. Can also give -X, which works really well. Especially when you get that emblem, Swamps tap for 4. Then Vampiric Rites, sacrifice creature, gain 1 life, and draw a card. More life gain for the deck. So my Deadpool deck is very awkward and weird. Not most of anyone I know will put this combination of cards into a deck. But for me, it works. And for my little pod I play with, they see my Deadpool deck box, which is a Dragon's Zakir. So they see it, they usually start to get upset with me and grumble. And then we play, and I've lost a few, but I've won more than I've lost with this deck. It tends to play out quite well. I don't recommend building the deck like this unless you want to spend a lot of money on it. I believe this is almost a $500 deck out of cards I've collected over the years and put together. And yeah, that's... Oh, I do have the Replicating Ring token. That was a pain in the butt to get a hold of. Took me a while. Finally got it to go with the deck. But essentially, this deck is set to destroy lands, remove commanders' abilities with Deadpool, or people's prized cards abilities, which from my brother-in-law, he likes to squirrel it away, but he does it differently. He's all about sacrificing his tokens to War Strider and doing 1 damage to you, each creature that dies. Well, Deadpool basically shuts that deck down. But that's all the cards. I'll put the deck list in the description if it will fit. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys think it's crazy, stupid, retarded, or if it would be impossible for anyone else to play but me. Like, subscribe, share. We are still 15 people away from doing the giveaway. There's a lot of skepticism on whether or not I'm actually going to give away cards of value. Now, it may be $1, it may go up to $600 because there's a Mox Diamond in the binders. That's going to be done by dice. I will roll a dice for the binder. So there's 3 binders currently. So it'll be a D3. Well, maybe a D6, and we'll just double up the binder. So it'll be a little different. It'll all be done on video. And then we'll open the binder, count how many pages, roll the dice for the pages. And then we'll roll dice for whatever card is on the page. If I feel that the card is not worth the giveaway, I will add another or more cards to the giveaway. I have, kid you not, over 40,000 Magic cards. I open these because I enjoy opening them, and I figure if I'm going to gamble, why not gamble on Magic instead of the lottery? Because who actually wins the lottery? Only the rich. And I'm not rich. I just want to bring some enjoyment to Magic Gathering and actually give real giveaways. Tired of seeing, oh, subscribe to my page, come visit this, visit that, and we will let you buy some cards and a chance to win some cards. Why not just give you all a chance to win some cards without having to pay a dime? Just subscribe, comment, like, share. Easiest thing to do to win some cards. And we'll make it fun. All right. Thank you for tuning in. Let me know what you think of my Deadpool deck. If it's garbage, tell me it's garbage. Simple as that. Have a good day.